Hmm.
Every drug, and that's why the second day is that there's in medical school is not, there's no always and no never. Every drug has something, okay? And even though with longevity drugs, their side effect will be longevity, they also have side effects, and metformin is no difference. So let me tell you one thing, metformin is not good for young people, okay? It's not good for young people. Metformin lowers IGF, which is a growth hormone, and young people need a lot of growth hormone. I don't think we should lower that. It's good to lower it in elderly, but not in young. Metformin decrease also testosterone level in males, in some males, okay? There's no reason to decrease testosterone in young males. So metformin is a drug that you take with aging, or if you're young and have diabetes or PCS, so there's some other indication for metformin. But I want to really, because some of the people that are picking up on metformin are people, for example, who are exercising. If you want to build muscle, then metformin is not going to allow you, because it decreases pathways that are important for muscle growth, not muscle age, but muscle growth. So you don't take metformin, and don't complain that it doesn't work for you. It works for elderly. All the studies I know with metformin were done, the clinical studies were done on people over the age of 50. They were usually much over the age of 50, but over the age of 50. So I don't think metformin should be taken by young people unless there's a reason to do that. That's part of the personalized medicine, just, the age.
I think this actually answers a question that one of our previous guests on the show asked, Dr. Glorioso. She brought up that taking, I can just read it. There are several meta-analysis showing increased Parkinson's risk in non-diabetes with metformin use, and subgroup analysis showing metformin exposure increases the risk of Parkinson's disease by 66%. It sounds like it might be one of those, like, with everything good, there is a bad.
Well, the problem is there are tons of studies on metformin, okay? And I think so people said, well, you cannot publish, it makes a bad study, a study that's contrary is harder to publish. And it's actually the opposite. If you have a contrary study, it's easier. You can say thousands of papers have showed that metformin protects from Parkinson, but we're showing you that it's not. Most of the studies that have been contrary recently, not published in good journal, have not been good studies. Okay, and again, I don't think that metformin is the answer for diseases necessarily. I don't know if metformin in Parkinson is good drug or not good drug. The idea is you take it before you get Parkinson and not after. There's also bias. If you don't do a controlled study, there is a bias. Look, metformin lowers mortality significantly, at least in diabetic people. It lowers it significantly by 30 to 40%. So think about it. If you're on metformin and you lower mortality but 40%, you maybe have more years to end up with a disease. You have to account for that. You have to account for the longevity when you look at the disease. Okay, it's really complex. Part of the problem with association studies, and look, there are 250 studies that metformin prevents cancer, but there's no single clinical study that shows that. And so I don't know what to do with these association studies. It has to be clinical studies for me to know. And if it's not clinical study, I can easily find what's wrong with it, okay? I have no problem. But is metformin good for everything? No. Okay?
Yeah,